It's bright and sunny as Rob Huff leads the field around on the formation lap, ready for the start of round 5 of the World Touring Car Championship. By 1 point he leads teammate Alain Menu, with Gabriele Tarquini third in the standings and Yvan Muller 3 points behind the 2009 world champion in fourth spot. So the reigning world champ, car number 1, Yvan Muller, will be looking to try and improve those odds, and with Gabriele behind him in 10th place, that looks to be almost a racing certainty for today's race. So Huff will be the man who controls the pace of the field once the safety car accelerates away in front of him. In the Yokohama Trophy for the independent drivers, Christian Poulsen leading in his Liqui Moly Engstler BMW from Javi Veer, Mikkel Nukia in third position. Again, long season still remaining in front of these guys. We're only at weekend number 3 of 12. Lots of different racetracks coming up to throw different challenges at the teams and the drivers. But Matt, again, you know, you've been here sitting there, formation lap, getting ready to race at Monza. You've got to be ready for anything to happen in front and try and capitalise in a heartbeat.
Well, down into this turn 1, and it's because they're doing a rolling start as well. I mean, they're going to be getting to a rare old lick by the time they're going into there, in close proximity of everything else. So it's going to get mighty busy into turn 1, and just looking after the car and making sure you get through there and not smashing the curbs too hard with the tyres and everything else. You know, because we're on about the tyres earlier, but the damage is done to the tyres in the opening 1-2 laps when the pressure is lower. Yeah, they've got tyre warmers, so they can get some heat into them, and yeah, they're going to be trying to get as much heat in as possible, get some heat in the brakes, and just sort of collect the thoughts and try and get a good start. Chevy, because they're on the front row, they are going to be able to dictate the pace at the start, so it's perfect for their gear ratios. They do have a minimum and maximum they have to achieve, but they're going to be where they're optimum. So it's going to be very difficult for the BM on a rolling start to really have a go at them. It's just the torque of the Seat should be good off the, it's good off the rolling start, but we'll see. We're just lining up and coming down to the Parabolica now.
And of course they have to go through the grid markings as they come across the start-finish line. Safety car has pulled off. The lead car is now going to get out of the way. Rob Huff will bring the speed down to make sure that the field are all together. Nobody wants to get waved around, so they want a good clean start. Huff and Muller need to be side by side along the straight, and here we come out of the Parabolica at cruising speed for the final time. Rob Huff in car number 2, Yvan Muller in car number 1. The front row, the pole man over by the pit wall side. Now he'll start to pick up the pace a little. The red lights are still on, and now they will start to really build up speed, heading down towards the first corner. The race is on as they start to fan out the 2 columns across the grid markings, and they are waiting to be released. They need the light to go off, and here we go. So hopefully the Chevrolets have judged it well. Huff's got to beware of Muller on his left and Menu behind him. They're fanning out 3 and 4 wide behind. Let's look for the tag that sends somebody into a spin in the middle of the pack, and hopefully they'll all get through safely. It's Huff, it's Muller, it's Menu, and 4th place Thiago Montero squeezes through ahead of Norbert Michelis, and Darrell Young in 7th because Tom Coronel's just jumped in front of him. Tarquini was up to 8th, but Christian Poulsen pushes him down to 9th. A good start, well controlled by the Chevrolet drivers. Rob Huff in front of Yvan Muller, and now the gloves are off because Muller wants to win this. He won race 2 here yesterday. He's got a tow, but down into the Ravazza, Huff will have to defend on the inside. This is not going to be a pushover, but even on lap 1 of 9 here, being the man at the front of the queue is always going to be the tough place to be. Here, if you're leading, you are the hunted, aren't you, Matt?
Well, you see they're all very careful through that first chicane on with the curves on the first lap. So yeah, but the aerodynamic draft, Muller wants to get Huffy quickly. He wants to get him in the opening few laps, because if he gives him space and lets him go, then
it's never going to happen. You're absolutely right. Huff, Muller, Menu, then Thiago Montero leading from Norbert Michelis in the orange and black car. I saw Dudicalo and Oriola wheel to wheel just behind in 7th place with Gabriele Tarquini. Tarquini through the Variante Ascari, riding the curbs. In front of him is Darrell Young, the 4th of the Chevys. the fourth of 5 different Chevys. Yukinori Taniguchi in the second of the Bamboo Engineering cars in 17th. And Huff defends, but Muller trying to take a long run. Muller's out on the outside.
Now, if Menu can drop in behind Huffy, it's who Huffy's going to buddy up with.
We're on for a 30-mile high-speed chess match here, because if you get hung out to dry, and Muller is, look who's in the slipstream. Menu is at the moment from Huff. Muller's sitting on the outside. He's going to have to concede the corner to Menu, and Muller has to let the Swiss go through into second place. Okay, that's the opening gambit. That's the first move. Muller's not going to get caught out again. Now Huff has got a couple of car lengths over the battle for second. And again, you know for sure, if you've just done that to Ivan and your Vauxhall teammates a few years ago, you know he's coming right back at you the very next opportunity. And here it comes. Menu defends. He's not attacking Huff, he's covering Muller's inside line.
Yeah, they find out who their friends are pretty quickly.
Well, you know, the drivers have rubbed along very nicely together in the Chevrolet team. When Nick Larini retired from driving and Ivan Muller was brought in, they've all, again, rubbed along quite nicely. But they are your worst enemy in the race, because they've got a car at least as good as yours, at least as quick as yours, and you know they're out to beat you. So you have to really put any friendships behind you. Respect, fine. Can't allow them any liberties. Coronel having a look at Michelis down for 5th position into the Variante Ascari. There are the 2 BMW drivers. Darrell Young behind them in that yellow Chevrolet in 7th position. So Darrell keeping his nose clean at the start, make sure that there is no damage to the car, because it's so easy to write off your race in that first lap.
Everyone was very well behaved through that, to be fair.
Suspiciously.
Yeah.
You can see...
I've obviously been listening to Jean Todt on the road safety there.
Oh, contact! Coronel had Young just inside him, and up. This is a chance for Tarquini. Here he comes with the green markings on the roof of the Look Oil car. Tom got sideways, held the slide well. He was saying, I don't want it to rain. The power delivery on these turbo cars is such a light switch. He said, if it goes sideways, it's gone. You can't hold it, you can't moderate the throttle, you can't feather it, you can't hold the slide, it'll go. So he held that well in the dry, used the power to drive himself out of it, and behind, Young again getting shuffled down the order. Tarquini, Kristen Poulsen in there as well. Don't forget Norbert Michelis, the lead independent at the moment. Young second, Poulsen third in that Yokohama Trophy battle. But Tarquini snatching the opportunity to pick up the order, looking back from Gabrielli, and there is Christian Poulsen. And again, now Menu has shaken off Muller. Don't forget how disappointed Menu was yesterday to pull the Duff card out of the pack, if you like, the man who had to lead the queue for both qualifying sessions. He knew that he was going to be under the gun, and at the moment he has the lead of the race. But Rob Huff is setting a new fastest lap. He can't shake his teammates off.
Well, Menu was very fired up after qualifying, and I know he's coming in here very single-minded, and he's on a mission. He's definitely, well, all 3 of them were on a mission, but Alain's especially fired up.
Well, you know, the drama of it is, of course, the pressure of it is, one of the 3 of them almost, you know, it's beggars belief that it can't be. One of the 3 of them will be the 2011 World Champion. So you know you're in the team that is very likely going to produce the World Championship winning car and a World Championship winning driver. So it is devil take the hindmost.
Yeah, I mean, Ivan's on for his 3rd World Championship, you know, and not many people can say that.
And for Rob and Alain, you know, it's the best opportunity of their lives to win a World Championship, and that's not to be sniffed at. Everybody says so. You know, it's a big thing. It's what brought, you know, all these drivers into a World Championship, because it's the first time since 1987 that you've been able to do that as a touring car driver. And Ibrahim Okier holds the slide, but he's well off into the gravel. And again, that's the replay of Menu taking second from Muller, a couple of laps into the race. Well, the yellow flags are out now at turn 9, which is the middle part of Ascari. Looking back from Gabriele Tarquini, car off at Ascari as Alexei Dudicalo, the second of the Lukoil Seats, car number 4. Tarquini is number 3, and he is lying in 10th place at the moment. There's Giancarlo, his race engineer, and he managed to make a place up, but that hasn't really helped him. Freddie Bartz, though, making good progress. 17th on the grid, Freddie. He's now 11th, battling with Mikko Nukia. Just as I looked at the timing screen, he went, ooh, what happened there? That was a last of the late breakers.
Well, it was a last of the late breakers, plus a little bit of a gentle helping hand on the way in. As the gap closed.
Now then, again, look at the way that the ebb and flow as Marchi Li parks it. Well, that's a real shame for him, the Chinese driver. Look at the ebb and flow again. Huff with a little bit of fresh air. Menu with Muller really applying the pressure, second and third place.
Yeah, they're at the point now they are using everything out there, every inch of track, curve, everything, and these three they're not hanging about.
Little group of Swiss ladies watching there. You saw Caroline Menu in the middle, Alain's daughter there as well, and the wife of the boss of Chevrolet Racing as well, Eric Nev's wife, all watching very closely at what's going on with this trio. Car 7, it says, cut the chicane. That's Freddie Bart. We saw that. No penalty has been nominated for that. Probably shouldn't be, because he did actually get the shunt from behind that pushed him deeper into the braking area than he had expected to go. Yukinori Taniguchi now behind Pepe Oriola. This is the battle for 15th. As again, the Chevrolets close right up, and Tarquini's in the pit lane. Well, he got as high as 7th, slipped to 10th, and now he has come into the pits. 16th as he crosses the line, and he's parking it. So lots of work to do. There's a decent amount of time between the two races, but he's got a fairly major issue with that car. He looked okay after morning warm-up, Matt, but clearly not in the race.
Yeah, he wasn't happy yesterday, and he's obviously something's carried over to today. But Muller's the man on the mission at the moment. He's just banged in the fastest lap of the race, obviously, and he's pulled up behind Menu. And so that's going to get really busy again in a minute.
He's closing it up, and of course he is benefiting from the tow from Huff and Menu, so his car being aided through a nice soft turbulent air rather than hard laminar air. He's trying to drive through using all the runoff area there in the Lesmos. Freddie Bart bouncing it over the curbs. Those curbs that Ravazza are very hard. And Paulson on the inside bounces over the curb on the inside of Lesmo too. Here comes, beg your pardon, not Nukia, it's Paulson now coming up beside Nukia. No, it's not, it's Engsler coming up beside Nukia in the other Liquid Moly car, and he's got the run on him, and he'll tuck in front into the braking area. Nukia has to give that one away, and so that's 11th place lost as Franz Engsler moves up. Huff, Menu, Muller still 1, 2, 3, all fanning out as Menu looks to do the Muller move around the outside. Now that's what cost Ivar Muller second place, isn't it? So is that going to pay off for Muller as Menu drifts out wide? Tarquini still in the pit lane. No work going on the car at the front at the moment, so I wonder if that's pretty terminal.
Menu's in a difficult position here because he needs to fight, but Huffy's only got to be sort of half defensive, and Menu's got to be looking backwards to Muller, because if he goes out wide to try and take the... Here we go.
Can't touch, can't touch, can't touch. You saw how much more speed Alain Menu had there as he just pulled out and came alongside Rob Huff, and Huff really in extremis under braking. Unlike at Zolder when he was trying to make the pass on Tarquini, the cars squirreled around, and it was really bad news contact that put Huff out. This time squirreling around under braking, the contact just the tiniest of rubs, and this is the delicacy for all three drivers. If the cars were in a different team, have at it, boys, you know, but here you can't be forceful. You can be aggressive, you can't be forceful, otherwise you're going to be in all sorts of trouble with three Chevrolets out of the top 3 places potentially.
If Menu and Muller could, if they butted up, they could probably do Huffy, or at least get one of them half. But Muller probably doesn't want to get Menu past him because he'll be gone, and then he's got Huff.
Again, so, it's the strategy, isn't it? This is a classic Monza slipstreamer. 3 cars in it for the win. Thiago Montero in the background in 4th place. And Gabrielli Nah, forget it. It does a little, looks like something smells, and again Menu inside Huff into Ascari. Huff hangs on, and Huff, who had the fastest car in qualifying courtesy of slipstreaming, is finding himself third here because he's doing what Menu did in qualifying. He's towing his teammates along. Menu's loosened that back bumper, that'll be flapping around. It'll take another kilometre an hour or so out of top speed. Look, it's like an air brake there in the stream, and Muller is pulling out wide as Menu pushes Huff down the inside. Come on, come on, come on, I've got the Frenchman behind me, get out of the way. And that is really going to, I mean, not massively slow down Rob Huff, but you don't have to be massively slow down here. It's snapped back out of the way now. The bumpers are fairly thin.
Well,
so
I don't know, mate. That's going to cause him a
tiny bit of drag. This might be Menu going by for the lead of the race. It is. Alain Menu takes the lead, and Muller's launching to the inside. Huff's coming deep under braking to retake the lead as Menu did get his nose in front, and Muller down the inside. Come on, I let you through without contact the last time, and Menu said, yeah, but I was further ahead. I'm having that, thank you. But look at Montero. Look how close Montero comes out of the corner behind them as the three Chevrolet drivers get within a hair's breadth of a really, really nasty moment. They handled it superbly, and there Huff sheds a bit of back bumper. He still has the lead. Well, the stewards are going to look at an incident between Gabriele Tarquini and Christian Poulsen, but look at this.
That was well held.
That was well held. That was an Ivan Muller style slide there, well held indeed. Contact as the rear wheel was already up in the air under braking. That's how unbalanced the car was. Huff just hung on to that. They got away with that by the skin of their teeth. We've seen three Alfa Romeos taken out of a Monza race there before in World Touring Cars, so it's not that it can't happen.
I'll be interested to hear listen to the radio traffic between the...
There'll be a lot more effing and jeffing going on now, I think, than there might have been at the start.
The thing we've got to look for is, has Huffy shed that bit of bumper, because that's going to slow him down.
Yeah, we saw it from the rear view. It was flying off down the order. Daryl Young back inside. Javi Villa, that's for 8th place. Villa just got by him a couple of laps ago, and he's gone back past the BMW. And again, Menu fans out. Menu is going to win this or go down trying. He really is giving it everything to beat Rob Huff. Don't forget, they are first and second in the championship. Ivan has won the championship. He's lying in 4th place behind Tarquini. That's likely, almost certain to change this weekend.
He's perfectly placed for a good tow here.
But Huff, look, painted to the white line on the right-hand side. He'll go right the way down that white line to the apex of the corner. Menu's got to be a full car length in front to take the lead here. He's not. He's got the overlap. He's got to shut the door on Muller now and not take off Huff's back end, and he does so. It's such a juggling act, and this is going to be the hardest thing for these guys all season. The cruise, it seems to us already, is the class of the field. One car always is in any racing championship in any season. Now, for the drivers, the difficulty is going to be winning the World Championship without having to punt your teammates out of the way.
This is actually high-stress racing.
God, not many. Eric Nev and Ray Malek and the rest of them, they'll be aging a decade a lap. Look, there's Rob's mum. That's almost Doctor Who behind the settee there, isn't it? Barely he dares to look. Ooh, and again, that's Mehdi Banani with Nico Lukia. Oh, Lukia's going to get himself in all sorts of trouble. That's the second car he's punted under braking. Now, that's not deliberate. That's just the car not slowing down the way he thinks it's going to, I don't think. Lukia's not the sort of guy that regularly runs into the back of people, but he is slipping down the order. He's 12th now, battling to cling onto it. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, Thiago Montero, we're getting a great view of this. He's getting an even more ringside view. But again, you know, 2 laps of clear air running, or a lap and a half of clear air running, and again, he's, 2 seconds behind them. He was right behind. And Tarquini's one exploratory lap has told him nothing good. He's back out of the race and back into the pit lane.
Well, we're now going into the almost last lap, so this is the danger area on tyres as well. So
yeah, I tell you what, after Tarquini and Huff both punctured on the last lap in race 1 last year, you've got to hope that the Chevrolets have just got some margin for error. And they will have known, even though they might not have been racing these guys who are now side by side for third. Michelis has got a really good run on Thiago, and I think the BMW's got more tyre. He's got the line, he's got a tiny overlap. Thiago will have the grip. Muller goes out wide, he's looking for second from Menu, and is he going to get there? No, he's not. Menu doesn't take the lead from Huff, but Michelis up into fourth place. Well, perhaps a matter of time, and Coronel's right there as well. There's the Zengo team. They are very happy with that. Good move by their boy. Top Yokohama driver. Montero now fifth. Coronel right on his back bumper. This is the view from third. Where's it going to come? Here comes Menu. Huff's in the middle of the road to the Ravazza, and look out, Alain. Here comes Ivan as well. Rob has to avoid looking in the mirrors at all costs. Absolutely can't be distracted, and that's Menu. And what happened there? We just caught the end of it. Maybe a wheel on the grass on the run between the Lesmos. And he had a look into the Lesmo. Okay, out of the Ravazza. Here comes Muller. Picks up the back of Menu into the barriers. And there's the disaster that you have got to try and avoid at all costs. Well, there's not going to be much placating Alain Menu after that, I'm afraid. There's Rob's sister Fran. Come on, half a lap to go, but the view from Menu's car doesn't get any better from on board than it was from outside, Matt. A disaster, but look what that's done to the battle behind. It's not now to be off the podium and best of the rest. This is for third. Michelis has got Montero behind him, and like Huff, he's going to be painted to the inside, around the outside of the Parabolica. Boy, you need some grip excess there, and Montero hasn't got it. Huff is going to win this. Menu is out, and Muller will be second, but Montero comes back on the inside. It's a drag race. Who's got the speed? Who's got the engine? Which will pick up to the line? Is going to be on the timing, and Coronel's trying to come up the middle as well. Huff and Muller, and give me a break timing screen. Who was third? Montero by 300ths of a second. Montero kept probably a layer of paint and maybe a bit of fiberglass in front. Rob Huff wins it, Muller in second, and Caroline Menu will be as disconsolate as her husband Alain. He does not get a point. Great race for third in the end, as it was, but oh dear.
Yeah, it's a big blow for Alain, not what he needs at all.
Well, and it may not play well, I'm afraid, for Alain Menu. Definitely won't. It may not play well either for Ivan Muller. The stewards will look at that and determine whether or not it was an avoidable accident where he...
Unfortunately, Muller got the overlap, and you can't close the door when there's somebody already in there.
Well, you know, look from Ivan's viewpoint. I thought maybe it was when he cut back, but... in fact, it wasn't. Alain was coming over on him, and in fairness to Ivan, he held the line and didn't flinch. And okay, I can't see Ivan deserving a penalty for that.
No, I can't, unfortunately, for Menu. It was a fair move. He got a better exit and had the overlap. Yeah,
I'm afraid that Alain just couldn't get the car back in front, and unfortunately that spells no points for him.